You used the same intro twice. Oh no. Well, actually, that's incorrect. Good day, good morrow, and good afternoon, everyone. My name's Stonesy Boy, and welcome back to the Learning Corner. Today, we are learning about the West Highland White Terrier. Now, you might be curious or confused. Why are we doing this on a Saturday? Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his apple juice and gin. Well, because this is the final dog of the terrier group, and when I get done with a section of a book, like in a later on, we'll be reading in the Learning Corner like religious books and books on guns and tanks and stuff. And when I end those sections, I'm gonna take the whole weekend to do the whole section. It's a whole thing. This time around, we're doing a whole weekend on terriers. So tomorrow's episode will be an entire video on terriers. I probably should explain that last week, but you know how it is. So tomorrow it's a combination of every terrier put together. Definitely you're gonna hear me moan and complain and cry the entire time of, oh, this is like the last one from last time. Oh yeah, trust me, you are. Because I complained a lot during the terrier. But you know what? It's been fun learning about the different terriers. If I were to say I had a favorite of all the terriers, I would more than likely say my favorite terrier would gotta be, probably the Dantie Dinmont Terrier. Nothing specific on him. It's just it's a funny name. I like the Dantie Dinmont Terrier. Oh, do da day. Speaking of the Dantie Dinmont Terrier, this dog looks a lot like him, except with more of a fuller body. Play a sexy back when you show the picture of the dog. I don't know if he will or won't. I don't know. Anyways, the history of the West Highland White Terrier. Oh, I'm sorry. Editing Stonesy, which is me in 30 minutes. I'm sorry. Today we are learning about the West Highland White Terrier. Yada yada yada. Dog looks funny. Looks like the Dantie Dinmont Terrier. Oh do da day. Now, the history of the West Highland White Terrier, opposed to the West Highland Grey, Green, or Black Terrier, is that the West Highland White Terrier shares its root with other terriers of Scotland, proving itself on fox, badger, and various vermin, and let me guess, otter. At one time, the Westie, Skye, Cairn, and Scottish Terriers were all considered one breed with a considerable diversity. Selective breeding based on such qualities as coat type or color would have produced distinctive strains that would have been easily maintained in relative isolation of the various parts of a Scottish mainland and the western islands of the country. The Westie first gained attention in 1907 as the Poltalloch Terrier, named for its home of Coile E.D. Malcolm, who had been breeding the short-legged white terriers for many years. The breed had gone under several different names, including Roseneth, Poltalloch, White Scottish, Little Skye, and Cairn. In fact, the American Kennel Company first registered it as a Rosenhoff Terrier in 1908, but the name was changed to West Highland White Terrier in 1909 to make people write news about it get angry. Since that date, it made quite a name for itself, establishing itself as one of the most competitive terriers in the show ring, and one of the most popular terriers in the homeland of Scotland. Now, what's the temperament? Is it as angry as a Scotsman? I don't know of Scotsmen that are really angry. I just know one Scottish man, and he's, well, here's an example. Yeah, that's my only Scottish representation, so, yeah, have fun with that. Anyways, what's the temperament? Is he any good? Well, with kids? Well, the busy Westie is happy. The busy Westie is happy? I almost said busy bestie. The busy bestie is happy, curious, and always in the thick of things. It's affectionate and demanding. One of the friendliest terriers if it is not friendly. One of the friendliest terriers, it is not friendly. Oh, however, towards small animals, it enjoys a daily romp in a safe area to walk on a lead, as well as the playtime at home. It is independent and somewhat stubborn, and it can be vocal and dig. Really? Such a clean dog. I'm surprised it can dig at all. Well, what's the upkeep? I know the grooming is going to be really high on this one. Well, the Westie enjoys its outdoors, but it can also function as an indoor dog if it's taken regular exercise and needs either a short or moderate walk on a leash or a good game. It's in the yard every day. It should sleep inside in all the mildest climates. Its wire coat needs combing 2 to 3 times weekly, plus shaping every 3 months. Shaping for pets is by clipping, and for show dogs it's by stripping. In some areas, it may be difficult to keep the coat white. especially muddy ones. Well, what's the health? What do we have to worry about with our little puppy friends? Major concerns are, oh man, a lot of big words here. Globoid cell leukodystrophy, leg perthes, CMO, and skin disease. Minor concerns are copper toxicosis, cataract, patellar luxation, and KCS. I think copper toxicosis is because he digs so much. They're occasionally seen with deafness. Their suggested tips when you take them to the doctors every 2, 4, 6, or 12 months is hip, knee, and eye. Lifespan is 12 to 14 years, which is kind of low for a terrier. What's the form? What's the function? What do they look like without the pictures? Well, the Westie is compact, short-coupled, and small enough to fit between rocks and a narrow passageway. That's the typical fox den in its area of origin. These passages are often so narrow that the dog should not turn around. Short legs, aided by maneuverability in the cramped passages, have formidable teeth and jaws in order to face a fox in close quarters. Its harsh double coat, especially in the hard, straight outer coat, provided protection of the fox's teeth, especially around the head, as well as from the elements. The tail needed to be sufficiently long to provide the handhold by which the dog could be pulled from the shallow holes. Now, for the final tier list of the terrier group. 5 is the best, 4 is better, 3 is average, 2 is worse, and 1 is the worst, unless it comes to grooming. The energy level of the West Highland Terrier is at a 4, so pretty high in energy. Exercise and playfulness is at a 3, so pretty average. Affection level is at a 5, so it really loves you. Friendliness towards dogs and other pets, not other threats, and other pets, is at a 3, so pretty good, or pretty average. Friendliness towards strangers is at a 4. Ease of training and watchdog ability is at a 4. So, real good at watchdog, pretty difficult to train. Protection ability is at a 1, so, not very good at protecting. Grooming requirements is at a 4, it's pretty high. Cold and heat tolerance are at a 3, so pretty average. The healthy weight of a male and female West Highland White Terrier is 15 to 21 pounds, and the average height of a male West Highland White Terrier is 11 inches, and of a female is 10 inches. That concludes the terrier group, which is sad because I liked the terrier group. I really did. Well, it is really sad because I like the terrier group as much as I didn't. They all look the bloody same. And they're all really, I wouldn't say annoying, but they just all look the same. But the next group of dogs we're going to be looking through is the toy group. And it looks like it's just a bunch of smaller dogs and all such things. And then after that, we are reviewing the non-sporting group. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with learning about dogs. Which is kind of sad, to be honest with you. So it's 330 minus 2. So it's 330 pages minus 2. And we're at page 214 with the next breed we'd be learning about. So 214 minus 330, if I'm not mistaken, is 214. So that's 16. So 116, and then it's 116 minus, or divided by 2, which is 58. So we only have 58 more dogs to read about, which, you think is a lot until you realize that is only 3 more books, which is kind of sad. Anyways, hope you guys have a super fantastic, wonderful day. Be polite, be efficient. Enjoy the video tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!